Hey Megan, how are you?
Wonderful. Thank you.
Awesome. I'm thankful that you were able to share a few moments with me this morning.
Yes, yes, I'm excited.
Yeah, this is fun, and I haven't seen you in some years, so this is a nice way to kind of see your face and reconnect. So I'm appreciative, very much
Yes,
so.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am first and foremost, I'm a mom. Absolutely a mom. However, what inspires me to be a better mom is my own personal journey of entrepreneurship,
Yeah.
and my journey starting off as a graphic designer, owning my own business of a design, and really being a woman in a male dominated industry and having
Yeah.
drive, that pushes me further to excel in the rest of my life and everything that I do as a mom, as a wife to Jeremy, and being a part of my community in everything in every way I possibly can be. So day to day, yeah, it's busy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You are definitely busy. And the name of your company is Epic Designs.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
How long
it
ago did you
is.
start that?
Actually, I started it on my own in 2006.
Oh, yeah.
I had done schooling for about 6 years, 5 years, and really decided, okay, I was going to take off, and I didn't want to be a part of the corporate world for
Yeah.
all of my life.
Yeah.
And I started it as a side hustle,
Yeah.
as most do, and it's elevated to being what it is now.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, you do a great job. We'll definitely share your information if anybody wants to touch base with you for sure. So I want to ask you, what's something you wish you would have known at the beginning of your career?
the true amount of networking that it takes to run my specific type of business.
Yeah. Yeah.
So something that I really didn't, if it was conveyed to me, I don't think the veracity of it really sunk in to most of the students, in part because a lot of us were like, well, I'm just an artist, I can go off, I can do what I want to do, and everybody will love it. No,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
it's really about who you know to be able to garner those clients and the ideal clients. There's a lot of work that goes into doing work that one doesn't want to do
Mm-hmm.
for
Mm-hmm.
people that they like it so much that they tell others about it.
Right. Right. That word of mouth. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
because no matter the amount of um, connecting with just a client, one has to value themselves
Yeah.
to say, I really love to do this. I'm happy to help you. Here's my knowledge and expertise that I have.
Yeah.
Let me assist you in this, and it be something that's valuable to that client that then they want to tell other people,
Right. Right.
and not to be scared about charging a certain price for it.
That's the thing. That's the thing that I don't know, like with money and stuff, I don't like asking people for it. I don't like you said, that idea of making sure that you get what you put into it, right? Get back what you
Exactly.
put into it. And that's scary at first because it is this idea that people will say, oh, that's too much, or why is she charging this? When really, I mean, most times people charge less
Yes.
than the mainstream. You know what I'm saying?
And it's a lot easier to do because more often than not, especially nowadays in our technology,
Yeah.
uh, people don't see it as a tangible item such as car tires or an oil
I
change.
say that all the time, Megan. I'm telling
Yes.
you, especially like what I do, right? Talking,
Yes.
that's not tangible for people, right? So it's this
Yes.
idea like, what are you really offering to me for me to want to invest or for me to sponsor, for me to support, but if I sell like candles or
Yes.
shoes, then people see it as something that they can actually see and touch and feel, and it'll bring them some type of value.
Yes, yes. I think that is a huge thing. And that's part of the networking
Yeah,
is connecting with other artists and other creatives to build that base of support to
yeah,
say, I see you.
yeah,
Your work is valuable. You create something. So I want you to honor that and stick with it and to
yeah,
hold true to it. Because a lot of times when we're out there, we feel like we're the lone whale in this
yeah,
massive ocean,
yeah,
and that what we charge, then people are just going to go away and go to somebody else, and somebody else will do it. Somebody
yeah,
else might do it, but they won't do it like you do it, and
yes,
they're going to
yeah.
do it for a lot less, and that person's going to come back around and need.
And I was talking to someone else for another interview about that very thing in regards to, most times our ideas are not unique to us necessarily where we created it ourselves, but we do bring our own specific passion to it that makes it different. You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying? It makes it unique because we bring us, and that
Exactly.
particular person or thing
Yes.
does not have us. So we have to remember
Yes.
that.
Absolutely.
You have to constantly remind yourself that because it's like, woo, baby, I tell you.
I
Um,
know.
Let me see. What's one thing you would tell your younger self? If you could look back at young Megan, what would you tell her?
Um, honestly, that's probably a really hard one just because I've always been very driven.
Yeah, yeah,
And I've always been one that when I truly feel in my soul a conviction, nobody can tell me no.
yeah.
However, behind that, there are some insecurities.
Oh yeah,
And honestly, I think it's something to say of you do really good job. You do a very good job in your work. Have faith.
yeah, yeah,
Simply have faith. Trust yourself and have faith. Because for a long time I was lost and
yeah,
thought maybe I don't do a good enough job. Maybe I
yeah,
don't do the right kind of work. And
yeah,
it's not true.
yeah,
It's something that in a world that doesn't value art or creativity,
yeah, yeah,
it can feel very daunting and unappreciated.
yeah.
And honestly, I have to say I would tell myself, it's okay. You know what you're doing. If you didn't know what you were doing, you wouldn't get any work.
Right, right,
And
right.
just have faith. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah,
It's there.
yeah, yeah. No, it's really interesting because you do have to self-talk. I mean, and that's the part that people don't understand is that you and I are a lot alike in regards to being driven and just going. Like we
Yes.
are straightforward and nobody can come in our way, and stop us and deter us. But what people don't understand that people like that, like us, so to speak, we still have moments of fatigue, right? Or we still have
Oh,
moments of, where it's like, oh my goodness, is this the path that I want to take? Even though I want to get there, do I want to take this particular path or do I need to go there? So there's a lot of
yes.
questions and you do have moments of insecurities. And that's what I like to share with people is that, what you see is the finished product of after self-talk and self-care and reassuring yourself and you know what I mean, getting back up.
Absolutely.
People
The
don't see that
self-doubt,
part.
it's definitely something that happens in human nature. It's a
Yeah,
question. I
yeah,
understand that. Constantly having it's holding on to that inner flame and protecting that inner flame when a
yeah,
lot of people say no.
yeah,
And it's remembering that it's not me that they're saying no to,
yeah.
and that I'm asking the wrong person.
Yeah, that's the thing is that sometimes, like, it's some people in your circles or around you that just will never believe in you. They will never support you. And people have to understand that. It's like, no matter how much you want them to, or you feel like they should because
Yeah.
of, relationship or past or
Yeah.
whatever. There are some people that just never will. And you have to be okay with that to be able to, because if you truly believe in what you're doing, right, you have to believe that you were called to do it in its purpose anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So with or without them. You get what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's cool. I appreciate that. So what's something in this life that brings you joy? What's something that and I know your work does
It
bring you
does. It's my kids very much
yeah.
so obviously do. They can be hair raising sometimes.
Yes.
But the number one thing
Yeah.
is my freedom of creativity.
Yes. Yeah.
My freedom of creativity. Um, I have, and I say that as broad as that might seem,
Yeah.
my own personal creativity that really blossomed, that helped me through the pandemic that we're still kind of navigating, but
Sure. Sure.
was being able to, I switched from doing a lot of graphic design to then I was doing woodworking.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
just
Yeah.
kind of stumbled across the ability to use a lot of my own personal, hey, what if? And it would come to my head and I would think about how could I master it? And then I would just go on and I would start woodworking. So I built a lot of valuable items within our home. I redid our home in a few rooms. So my creativity and the freedom to do what I wanted with that and to nurture it,
Yeah.
that is things that bring me absolute joy. Even helping and coaching my daughter in soccer,
Mhm.
the freedom to create a new path for something as simple as a game
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
kids. It was just something that was like, oh, I can do it this way. Oh, I can do it this way. And just mentally and emotionally come up with something different
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
creation of itself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I like that. Yeah, I mean, that definitely got me through 2020. Because I was so accustomed to going out doing things and being around people, even if it was just like myself, just going out and just breathing
Mhm.
fresh air and just hanging
Yeah.
out and things of that nature. Not that that stopped, but it did change, right? Things changed
Yeah.
for most of us during 2020, and so I was able to use that part, that right brain of me that takes over so much of myself, to be able to navigate through that and still find that peace,
Yes.
throughout 2020. And so that's definitely true for
Yes.
sure. So this is a little bit of a different question, but do you think people value and truly want honesty? What's your thoughts on that?
Um, only when they are truly in the point of accepting it.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that in a lot of times when they have reached a point of rock bottom,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
not everybody wants to hear the truth. They say they want the truth,
Yes.
but when it's presented to them, unless they are in the right mind frame or right energy space of
Yeah.
hearing it,
Yeah.
they're unreceptive to it.
Yeah.
And I'm always one that has purported to my kids 100% be honest with people. It will be hard,
Yeah.
and you don't have to be tactful in it. You don't have to
It's
be
the way you
cruel.
present it. It's the way you present it for sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
you definitely do not need to be cruel. You can lovingly present to someone that what their intentions might be were not solid, or
Yeah.
that they're what they might be wanting to do, or something that they really like, or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But I don't think people truly want to hear it when
Yeah.
they ask the question, which
Yeah.
is why I always try and ask more questions to
To
them
get Yes, yes,
to see if they're really at a point to hear it.
because most people actually want validation. That's really what
Exactly.
in my opinion, I really think most people want validation. So I should say we ask things sometimes in the hopes that you'll say, yes, you're doing great. And you're like,
Right. Yes,
oh,
you are
thank you.
correct.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
yes. When we ask those questions and then someone says, well, really, I think you should do it's like, never mind. I don't want you. I don't
Right. That's why it's a definite thing in our household.
Yeah,
Don't ask a question that you don't want the true answer about. Don't
yes.
ask that question if you don't want to hear the answer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because
Because
your husband is a very straightforward person.
yes,
So if you
yes.
don't want the truth from him, do not ask.
Do not ask.
I have one last question for you. If you had some words of encouragement to leave with us, what would they be?
Listen to that inner voice.
Yeah, yeah,
100%. I find more and more that people that I come across, my kids and my truest friends that I have on my day-to-day life, they question or self-doubt
yeah, Yeah.
In situations, and when speaking with them, they tell me, yeah, I was just thinking about this. And I was just like, really? Is that possible? Does that make sense? And I
Yeah.
tell them every time. And my son validated this the other day.
Hmm.
The first answer that comes to your brain when you ask a question, that's the truest, honest answer that you need to go with.
Hmm.
That is 100% your gut telling you. And
Yeah.
everybody believes in different things. So 100% respect for that. Whatever you
Yeah.
feel, if you hear a voice, if you feel it in your gut, you hear God speaking to you,
Yeah.
trust it. We've got to trust it more and more.
Yeah.
And when you feel a sense of calm in that answer that you come with, please go with it. Please
Yeah.
go with it. Honor yourself, because we don't honor ourselves enough.
Yeah.
And by doing that, then you're more apt to be willing to listen and value the truth that is presented to you by other people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I feel a lot of times, especially now with our society and how we've kind of
Yes.
divided so much, a lot of times it's we don't value ourselves and honor ourselves. And by not doing that, we
Yeah.
therefore don't respect others.
Hmm.
And we're incapable of hearing someone else's truth for
Yeah.
them and just saying, I respect you enough to say that's your truth, because I respect myself enough and I value what feels good in here.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And that's just not, it doesn't happen enough.
No, I agree. And it goes to me. It always goes back to us, right?
Mhm.
It's so easy for us to blame other people or point fingers or say
Yes.
this is the reason why, but it always goes back to us in regards to even so much like you said is what we speak on ourselves, what we receive from others. We get to decide what we receive from others. We don't have to take that. So at the
Yes.
end of the day, blaming other people for different things, it really is a self growth thing.
Accountability.
Yeah, it really is. Like, no, when you really do that work and you understand that you truly are in control of your life, you do get to make decisions. Even if
Yeah.
it's through going through therapy or going through some other. I mean, we
Absolutely.
navigate through it different ways, of course, to get to that point.
Oh
But
yeah.
at the end of the day, it's truly our choices that of what we accept and what we receive from other
Yes.
people.
Yes. Because we have to be, if we're going to hold other people accountable for their actions, why would we not hold ourselves accountable for
Exactly.
our actions?
Exactly.
And nobody can, my mom, bless her soul, she's been telling me this my whole life.
Yeah.
Nobody can make you feel anything that you're not willing to feel.
Exactly, exactly. I'm telling you, it's so interesting when I try to share that people who may not quite understand that get really upset, and it's like, no, we really do get to choose, like if we get upset or if we get angry or if we get hurt, we truly get to. Now again, there's different channels you go through along the way to learn how to navigate through that and be able to get to a point where you have control over your own emotions, right? And nobody
Oh
else is
yeah.
controlling you.
Oh
So
yeah.
I'm not
And a
saying it's
lot of
not what to
times
do.
I feel like people that do get upset by what you're speaking of specifically,
Yeah,
it's because that self accountability, we get mad at ourselves for
yeah,
feeling that way. It's
yeah,
like, why would you let somebody, that's nonsense. Why would you let somebody make you feel that way? Why
yeah,
would you do that? That's not helpful.
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah. It's really interesting having conversations with different people that are on different levels or
Oh,
different
yes.
paths. It's always interesting because I think sometimes I sound like to myself that I'm speaking some type of different language because they truly don't get what I'm saying, which is okay. Because there
Yeah.
was a time I didn't get it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So there's no judgment here. It's just interesting to watch it unfold because people think they translate it differently than what
Yes.
I'm trying to say. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Everybody, we're all hand in hand around this ball of a globe, and our perspective is all our own perspective in front and
Yeah.
around that globe.
Yes. Yes.
So,
Yes.
and you can't express, or you can't not express how you're feeling.
Yeah.
Again, that's not being true to yourself, but then also by putting it out there, somebody's going to receive it.
Exactly.
It
And you have to
allows the
take note of that.
opportunity for all of those to grow. The sun
Yes.
shines every day. We choose whether or not we grow from it.
Yes. Exactly. And I have just learned to just navigate um through it a certain way, and also just kind of get close to people who's getting close to me. I've
Yeah.
learned that people will kind of naturally come to you.
Uh-huh.
You don't have to force it. So when people don't receive or don't whatever, I'm like, okay, I have gotten really good at saying okay and moving on from things, and not, it's like, okay.
Yeah, because you recognize it's not about you.
Exactly.
It's about them.
Exactly. Exactly.
You
And
did your part in the equation of why they were brought to you.
yeah, and and I've also I've accepted the fact that a lot of times when people get upset with things that is said, it's because it does prompt something within them. Because I know it's happened to me. People
Oh
say
yeah.
something like, but really what it did was it made me angry in the sense that, because I realized, like, it's true.
Yeah.
And I wasn't ready to receive that. So I mean, it's different things that we have to learn along this walk, and and growing and things. So I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
About us all being on different levels to this. Because
Yes.
I'm still growing every day. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I always tell my children, we're not perfect.
No.
We are human. We're meant to
Yeah.
grow. Because if we were, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Well, thank you so much, Megan. I appreciate you taking some time today to
Absolutely. Thank you.
yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, this is fun. And again, I'm glad I got to kind of catch up with you in a sense. And yeah, we got to get out there to Denver.
I know. See, here's the thing. You're going to come out here and you're going to realize, maybe Aunt Pat was on to something.
Yeah, yes, yeah. It's funny because we had already made plans, and I think I shared that with you, to come the year 2020, and then I mean I had like a whole agenda set up for different places to travel, and of course everything got shut down. It was
I
so
know.
weird. So but we'll get out there. Well,
Oh,
thank
yeah.
you again. I
Of
appreciate you.
course.
Give everybody my love, and you guys have a good one.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, take care.